Speed plays a bigger factor in the NBA than just getting up and down the court. It's that edge that can make the difference when the clock is winding down. Speed is what makes the explosive athleticism we see in the NBA. These are the fastest players in NBA history.
At 6'6" and 216 pounds, Michael Jordan represented the prototypical shooting guard position to a T, but with his gifted leaping ability, Jordan also possessed an often overlooked ability of speed. Jordan's speed is one of the largest contributions to his famed leaping ability, which is measured at a ridiculous 48-inch vertical. To put that in perspective, LeBron, who is also known for his ascending dunks, checks in at 8 inches less at 40 inches. Much of the motion of leaping has much to do with the player's ability to not only jump, but to build enough momentum through running to allow them to jump. This is why all free throw line dunks start with a sprint from the other side of the court. While playing college ball at the University of North Carolina, Jordan was clocking in at 4.3 seconds for a 40-yard dash. To put that speed in perspective, Jordan easily competes with many of the NFL's fastest players who start at a speed of 4.3 in the dash to go as low as 4.24 seconds. There's nothing more telling of this fact than when Jordan's fast breaks are viewed, widely considered to be not only the league's premier leaper, but also the league's fastest player for his time, even going as far to easily overtake point guards who are not only shorter, but lighter by 20 to 40 pounds depending on the matchup. At 6'3" and 200 pounds, Russell Westbrook's perfect mix of muscle mass along with long legs currently places him as the league's fastest player. Westbrook is clocked in with a top speed of just under 22 miles an hour. When it comes down to running from baseline to baseline, Westbrook runs it in 3.3 seconds, which is less than half a second faster than the average NBA player. Consistent with what's been measured, the league's fastest players also tend to be the league's biggest leapers, and Westbrook is no exception in this regard. Rated with a dunk factor of 6, the number indicates that Westbrook's dunks with the same consistency as an NBA player who's 6'9". That should come as no surprise considering Westbrook clocks in with over 350 career dunks, and of the career dunks, most if not all have shown Westbrook springing directly vertically from the ground as he releases the ball at the apex of his dunk. While that may sound like the description of a dunk, it's not all common that players have the know-how to dunk with perfect form as Westbrook has shown. It's likely his high number of career dunks stems from the confidence he's gained from mastering this perfect form. His agility has also afforded him a max vertical measurement of 36.5 inches off the ground, making for some impressive airtime for the 6'3" point guard. While John Wall has gone through some rough patches recently with injuries, the point guard has displayed some serious speed. While it's interesting to compare the top speeds of the league's fastest players, the fact of the matter is, they're never running at those speeds in the game. The speed just gives analysis and scouts an idea to a player's potential speed while on the court. Typical average speeds in the league are actually quite low. Even the fastest players aren't guaranteed to unleash their speed at all points in the game. Even with the low league averages, Wall has seemed to be an exception. He has sported an impressive offensive speed average of 4.4 miles an hour, which has been his best during the 2013-2014 season. At the NBA Combine, where draftees have their sprint speed at a distance of 3/4 of the court measured, Wall boasted an impressive 3.14-second sprint. To give you a comparison, Westbrook had clocked in at 3.08 seconds during his combine. Despite this, Wall has actually spoken about his speed with great confidence, even going as far as to say he is without a doubt the fastest man in the league. When asked about who would win in a 40-yard dash race between him and Westbrook, Wall said, "I win. I think it'd be close, very close. He's explosive. I think I'm going fast straight. He's quick and explosive." At just 6 foot and 175 pounds, Chris Paul's extremely light frame for an NBA player has given him an edge over most when it comes down to speed. From fast break attempts to drives in the hoop, Paul's speed has played a huge role in his efficiency at point guard. Especially the most impressive part of Paul's speed actually has nothing to do with his raw speed, but rather his strategy. Paul is one of the league's greatest offensive point guards because he knows when to change gears and speed. The ability may sound simple, and maybe it is, but it's a skill that throws off defenders nearly every time. Having just a fast and slow speed is easy for a defender to predict. However, watching Paul's game, you see his cuts and dribbles with the ball are all often occurring at almost random speeds. This, followed with hesitations and quick jerk movements with his feet, have been the death sentence for all the defenders who've had their ankles broken at the hand of Paul. While his career has been plagued with unfortunate injuries, It's hard to say if NBA fans have really ever seen Derrick Rose in his prime. However, what can be said is, in spite of all his injuries, Rose has impressively displayed some real speed when on the court. Rose's speed is impressive for many of the same reasons Russell Westbrook's speed is. For one, both players aren't just limited to a straight line speed. Instead, they enjoy the ability to run at angles without losing momentum. This ability also gives him the ridiculous vertical incline that he has measured at 42 inches. And at 6'3", his 42-inch vert is close to Jordan's 48-inch vert. Rose also deserves immense credit considering his vertical leap was not 42 coming into the league. In fact, it had been after he had rehabbed his ACL in 2013 that he came in with a higher vertical. While debates have commonly compared Westbrook to Wall, it wouldn't be a far-fetched argument to make that the better comparison could be Rose and Westbrook. His 190-pound frame features much of the athleticism Westbrook has, which has played a role in all aspects of his game, aside from speed. Despite carrying a bulky 6'8", 250-pound frame, LeBron James is a whole lot more than just a big body. In fact, LeBron is currently one of the league's most agile. In a series of tests done by ESPN Sports Science, it was found that while the average NBA player takes 13 strides to run the distance of the court, LeBron only needs 9. The difference of just 4 steps makes the difference of seconds to the rim when it comes down to a fast break attempt, which likely explains why LeBron tends to be alone during those attempts. With a 40-yard dash time of 4 seconds, LeBron is certainly slower than Jordan, but with a 2-inch difference along with a 40-pound heavier frame, the number is impressively close to Jordan's time of 4.3 seconds. In fact, his speed is so impressive for his size that when matched with NFL players, LeBron makes the ideal tight end. With an obvious height advantage over the average football defensive end along with the 40-inch vertical leap, it's safe to say LeBron has long had a successful career waiting for him in the NFL. It's likely much of the speed he enjoys today was the result of training drills he had taken part of during high school when he was still debating between going to the NFL or the NBA. By the time he moved on to the NBA, LeBron brought with him the hybrid body of a football wide receiver along with the height of a forward basketball player. This in turn gave LeBron speed that, similarly to Jordan's, rivals with most of the league's premier point guards. Further testing showed LeBron ran up to 20 miles per hour, which had been the same recorded speed for Chris Paul, who was 8 inches shorter and weighed 175 pounds, which is 75 pounds lighter than LeBron. LeBron's speed isn't just limited to how fast he can run. LeBron also has the ability to throw the ball at 40 miles an hour and have it reach its target 12 yards away, faster than Tom Brady can. And while LeBron, of course, isn't chucking the basketball at 40 miles an hour on game night, it just shows the speed that he can apply the ball to get him that assist.
If you've enjoyed this video, then we're sure you'll enjoy the next one. Click on right now and enjoy.